Hi, everyone, and welcome to Greek This Week, episode number 12. And this week, I want to start a slightly new direction to Greek This Week, where we take a look at words from the Septuagint. The Septuagint, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this term, is the Greek translation of the Hebrew Scriptures, done sometime around 285 BCE in the city of Alexandria. As legend goes, there were 70 Jewish scholars who were learned in both Hebrew and Greek, who were commissioned by the king to translate, the Ptolemaic king, to translate the scriptures of the Jewish people, primarily the law, so the Torah, the first 5 books of Moses, to translate those scriptures into Greek for the purpose of the library, the famous ancient library of Alexandria. This legend, which may have much truth to it, comes from the letter of Aristeas, an ancient document that presents the story of how the Torah was translated into Greek. So our first word from the Septuagint is this word, aoratos, which means invisible, something not visible to the eye. And this word is used in Genesis chapter 1 verse 2 to describe the earth, or the creation, or the land and the sea that God created in a kind of incomplete form. There wasn't full form, had not been given to the creation, perhaps, so it was invisible. What I'd encourage all of us to reflect on is this question. What could it mean that God can create something that is invisible? What could it mean that God's first act of creation, of creating, was to create something invisible? And this leads us into very interesting questions about the material world versus the immaterial world, the visible versus the invisible, these kinds of distinctions that we make. But right at the beginning of Genesis, we hear that this first act of creation has something to do with an invisible world, or at least the world was perhaps invisible before it became visible. So I'd just like to leave all of you with this question of what might it mean for God to create something invisible. And that's Greek This Week for this week. I hope this is enriching for you, and have a great week.